Hello, hello, Carl. Hello.
Kareem, it's me. Give me
Hey,
one
what's going on,
second.
brother? How are you? All right, there you go. There he is. There he is.
Mr.
What's
Kareem.
going on, brother?
How
How
you
are
doing?
you?
Good, good. Let me just get
Good, man.
settled in. I'm trying to push my dog into the room so it doesn't bother us. Give me one second. I'll be right back. Hey,
Okay. All right. Cool.
hey, Cynthia. Everyone's gonna come in, turn their cameras on.
Good morning.
Morning. How are you?
Amazing. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you. Nice to
Awesome.
meet you.
Nice to meet you too.
Pleasure to e-meet, as they say.
Yeah, it's the way to do it. All right, camera's on. How's the hair?
Perfect.
Thanks.
Looks great.
Joe, you're on the road. You're mute. You're muted also. Unmute yourself.
Yes, good morning. Good morning.
Good
Morning. How are you?
morning.
How you guys doing? Everybody okay?
Yes, how are you?
Yeah.
Nice.
Awesome.
Good, good. Thank
Awesome.
you.
Where are you going, Joe?
I just had to drop off some stuff for my father-in-law who's doing dialysis.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Um, I'm about to hopefully in about 20 minutes get home and then get ready to go to the office. But I'm not gonna miss this meeting. I
I
love
know.
I've heard a lot about you, sir, so I'll
hello.
be
Nice to meet you. Yeah, no, thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it.
absolutely, man. I've heard so many things from Carlo about you, so
Yes, I don't know why he lies. I just don't get it. But it's just one of these things. No, he's great. He's great. No, I've known him for we've known each other now for I would say 10 years, but we've
Wow.
been
wow.
a little bit
Yeah.
over 10 years probably. But we've been out of touch for quite some time. So it's great to catch up with him, and we've always kept in touch. And he's been starting his company and going really hard with it. And I was like, man, you're doing a lot and keep going, it's just amazing what you're doing. So if you don't mind, I'd love to get to know a little bit about you, Cynthia and Joe, Joseph or Joe.
Joe's fine. Cynthia, go
Joe's
ahead.
fine.
Ladies first.
Ladies first. Thanks. You're so kind. For me, I've been licensed for about 5 years, been full-time
Okay.
for about three. Recently joined Carlo's team. He's my sponsor. He's one of my sponsors. And yeah, like I have a prequel to go on a listing appointment in the next couple of days. So I'm trying to just, stay busy. The market is uh, a very interesting to say the least.
Right.
Like it just, but I think it's like anything in life. You just got to go through the motions, and I'm up for the challenge, and it just makes me want to become a better agent and kill
Yeah.
it, you know?
That's good. That's a good mindset to have. I mean, it's just, it's one of those situations where I've been in real estate. So I was in real estate for, I would say 10 years, 12 years. So part-time real estate, full-time drinker. And so that was
Yeah.
basically it. It's like, and that's how this whole, kind of mission started for me in regards to getting sober and having a different mindset and kind of shifting into different realities, and that's happened over the last 5 years. But yeah, great to have everybody on. Joe, if you would, please.
Incredible journey you've had. I was born in Iran, went to India to an Armenian boarding school when I was 7 before the revolution. And then finished school, went to Cyprus. From Cyprus, went to East Berlin, underground tunnel into West Berlin. Applied to the U.S. Embassy to come to U.S. Came in '89. Worked in the TV and film business for almost 25, 26 years. COVID hit, didn't do well, and then tried to shift into a different. I started the taco catering business, and
Mhm.
I've known Carlo for over 25 years. He was always pushing me. It's like, you got to get into this business. You'll be good at it. And then 4 months ago, 5 months ago, I decided I would do the shift. Um, I got my license 2 weeks ago. I already have an escrow open. So
Okay, amazing.
full steam ahead, man. Full
Yeah,
steam ahead.
I
that's
pay
amazing.
I pay these guys a lot of money to say this stuff.
Yeah, yeah, good, man, good. That's the right
Carlo,
way to
Carlo
do
is
it.
awesome. Carlo
Good
is
No, he
awesome.
morning,
is. He
everyone. Good
is.
morning. Good morning. So let's get the show started. We have people from all over the world actually. We have Nancy, Nasser. joining us from Barcelona. She's
Oh,
a good
wow.
friend of
Nice to meet
mine.
you.
Hi, everybody.
Yeah, she's a good friend of mine. She's within our organization, but more than anything, she's always supporting us on our webinars. Thank you
Mhm.
for coming on, Nancy. Hope you're doing well. We have my wife who's on the line. Clearly, she didn't get the memo that she needs to have the cameras on, but that's okay. That's okay.
All good, man.
Kareem,
Yeah,
thank you for actually, taking the time. I know
yeah,
me and you've known each other for over, I want to say probably over 8 years. I think probably around 10 years.
yeah,
Um, so just a little bit of a brief background about my relationship, working relationship and friendship with Kareem. Obviously, I'm super proud of what he's accomplished over the last couple of years. We were actually out of touch, just like most of you guys have been out of touch with each other after COVID. It just seems after COVID, for some odd reason, people have kind of separated each other from from friendship or society. I know sometimes I have been a victim of that. But I did reconnect with Kareem. I said, Kareem, everything that you're doing, you went number one on Amazon with your book. You're writing now, you're a life coach, and everything that you're doing. I know what you've gone through. So I wanted to bring him on here because, look, at the end of the day, everybody goes through ups and downs, right? And nobody's
yeah,
perfect. We all have, our ups and downs, bad days, good days. But I think what I wanted Kareem to come on here because he's been through that channel, especially in our line of work, in our industry, there's a lot of emotions. There's a lot of forces that are trying to
yeah,
gravitate you to different, sectors. So, Kareem, thank you for being on this call. I
yeah.
appreciate it.
Thank you.
Give us a little
Appreciate
bit
it.
of a brief background. We'll go through a little bit
Yeah,
how our
sure.
relationship looks like,
So,
and then we'll open up
yeah,
Q&A.
I'll try to. Thank you so much for that warm introduction. So essentially, yeah. So I was born in Pakistan. Came here when I was 6 years old. My dad's Indian, and my mom is Burmese. And so, initially my story was pretty interesting how we came here. So the plane that my dad was on, I'm gonna make this quick. I'm not gonna try to make it the whole book, like
Yeah, yeah, it's fine.
but just to give you a background of what type of environment I came from and what was going on in Pakistan at the time. In 1986, the political climate wasn't that great. There was a lot of things happening internally. My dad was the president of the Rotary Club. We were doing well, so there was no reason for us to essentially move other than the political climate. And then my dad actually wanted to go to California to see how it's going to be. So before we came, we were going to be prepared. And he actually was on Pan Am flight number 73, which got hijacked. And many people lost their lives in that flight. And my dad jumped off the wing of the airplane on the tarmac. Not while it was in the air, while it was parked, right? But he jumped off, and at the time I was 6 years old, so I grasped what was going on. I also knew that we needed to get out very quickly, and within 3 weeks, we were on a plane to America. And so the sacrifices that were made initially from my life, based on what my parents did and the sacrifices they made, kind of catapulted me into different areas of my life. So in
Sure.
terms of career and education, I graduated from UCR. Then I went to Harvard to get my quantitative analysis, and then I went to Pepperdine to get my MBA. After that, I started out in the entertainment business at MGM Studios, went to ICM Talent Agency, started a YouTube similar startup that failed miserably, but I always say there's no such thing as failure. Failure turns into education. I failed into I learned, right? So it was a great experience. It just didn't work out at the time.
Yeah.
And I don't believe in coincidences. I believe in synchronicities and reframing what doesn't work out into how can I work this out better the next time.
Yeah.
What was that experience like? Taking that real life experience and turning it into something positive.
Yeah.
And when we talk about the word positive, there's an interesting thing, right? We can't always stay at a 9 or a 10 all the time. Like Carl said, like Joe said, essentially there's going to be ups and downs, there's going to be highs and lows. It's just that we're going to find out tools and practical methods during this call that we are exchanging energy. So while I'm giving you energy, you're giving that energy right back to me. And Carl, I know you know I can get pretty out there, so I'm going to try to keep it
Yeah. No,
as
no, that's
grounded as
okay.
possible,
No,
right?
that's okay. I
I'd
mean,
love to start out. I'd love to start out meetings with my groups because I do have three companies as well. One's a tech media company, one's an entertainment firm, and one's essentially an immersive concert experience firm. And so we start out our meetings with a simple breath exercise. It's a partial box breathing exercise. I would love it if you guys would participate with me on this one,
sure,
if you don't mind, Carl.
sure,
So it
of
kind of
course.
regulates our nervous system and we all kind of bond. So it's just
Who's,
simple.
we're in real estate. Who's nervous?
One deep breath.
Who's nervous?
Maybe it's me. Okay, so we'll start there. So simple in breath 4 count. So hold it for 4, release it for 4. Now, this is what it's a partial breath work of this very interesting method called box breathing. And it's used by Navy SEALs, is used by some of the most high efficient billionaires in the world. It's used by a lot of my clients. What it does, it calms your nervous system down. It activates your vagus nerve and it brings you from panic to presence. So if you're feeling anxious, and this is one of the main things that I talk about a lot with my clients in the book, with anybody that I come across that's willing to listen. If they want to run away, they can, and I understand that. And I'm like, hey, please listen. No, I'm kidding. But it's just it really works. Like this, all these things that are out there, like breath work, meditation, sound healing, frequencies, they're out there because they actually work. It's just a practice.
Mm.
And so box breathing is one of the most important things that I start my meetings out. That keeps everybody kind of calm. It also bonds everybody. And so we're all on the same level and we're trying to accomplish the same things. Um, Carl and I talked about this, about how to start your day.
Yeah.
So I'd love to kind of get some perspective in regards to how everybody's starting their day. Cynthia, since you introduced yourself, I'd love to get some perspective. I'm not picking on anybody, but I want to know, how does your morning start? You wake up and what's the first thing you do?
Some coffee to get the day going.
There you go.
And wake up. If I
Yeah,
have time, I like to read to get my mind going.
great.
And then a workout. Depending on the
Perfect.
schedule, I'll jump on a workout right away to get my blood up. And I have so much energy like afterwards. And I'll knock out some calls, some emails, work, and then lunch. And then the day I could either continue working or just depending on if I have like an appointment and I felt like I did my job for the day, that might just be it. But I do
Yeah.
like to work in the evening because people tend to be available at that time.
Right, right. No, that's
Hmm.
excellent. I think that's when you wake up, that's when your mind is the most active. So those 30 minutes when you first wake up, that's the most
Hmm.
important part of your day because that kind of sets the standard of what your day is going to look like. And so working
Right.
out, movement, taking a walk, those types of things are excellent.
Yeah.
And so what I like to do, just to give you an example, is
Um,
I like to live in the wishes fulfilled type of environment, right? So what I'll do is I'll write down in the present tense what I've already done. So I said today I had an amazing webinar with Carl and his team and his friends. It went fantastic. They loved me. They loved my chain. They thought my blazer was cool. It was amazing. All right. Then I'll go, I accomplished this with my team, and I use it in the past tense like it's already happened.
Really?
Because your brain is actually is functioning 95% on your subconscious level. So when you're moving, when you're writing these things down, your brain is picking up on these things. It doesn't always know the difference between reality and what's actually going on. It's
Mm.
functioning on autopilot. It's like when you're driving, right? You're not thinking about driving, you're just driving, right? And that's called the flow state. And when you're in the flow state, you're the most productive. And when you're the most productive, you achieve your goals, right? So It's just that simple mind shift in the morning of saying, even if you don't feel that great in the morning, I'm not telling you to force yourself. I'm telling you to just shift little micro uh, actions during the day that can lead to a better outcome for the next 30 days, for the next 60 days, for the next 90 days, for the next year.
Mhm.
And it's the goal setting and the intention setting is always through it's already done.
Mm.
Yeah.
All of my
I have a question
wishes.
regarding,
Sure.
sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, no,
I
please.
like what you're saying about writing down what I've accomplished in a present tense. Like I accomplished this. I think that's great, especially to feel accomplished, right? Like you're kind of stacking wins as your day progresses. What about for goals that you have set on a bigger scale and weren't accomplished?
That weren't accomplished.
Yes, that weren't accomplished.
That's okay. I mean, it's okay because here's the thing. It's you as long as you're setting your intentions and you're doing it with love and you're doing
Mm-hmm.
it with the right frame of mind, even if something
Yeah.
doesn't work out, it's okay. We're human
Okay.
beings. Not everything
Okay.
is going to go
Yeah.
our way 100% of their time, you know? So
Sure.
that's
Yeah.
why
Yeah.
when people say you're creating your reality, I like to say we're co-creating a reality. Now, whether
Yeah.
you believe in God, source, angels, whatever your higher power is, if you don't believe in that, believe in the quantum field, there's somebody there with you. So
Yeah.
there's a quote by Dolores Cannon, and she says, you're the author, the writer, the director, the producer of your own play. I'm sure some of you have
Sure.
heard that quote,
Yes.
right?
For sure.
Yes.
I love
Yes.
her. She's totally out there, but I freaking love her. Okay.
Okay.
Now I'll take that a step further and say, yeah, that's very true. But there's also the cast, there's the financiers, there's
Right.
the gaffer, there's the executive producer. There's a lot of moving parts. And
Yeah.
right now, where we are in 2025, there's a lot of uncertainties. And so we have to be pragmatic, practical, realistic, but also use these metaphysical techniques to help us, right?
Yeah.
Whatever is at our disposal. So
Yeah.
if breath work is it, if I was in a white robe and had a long beard, I'm an Indian guy, I can do that, right? I'm like, all right, I'm gonna just talk about. So I feel like it's a combination because we're in 2025
Sure.
and it's different right now. And it's one
It
of the
is.
most crucial and important times in our lives because it's one of those times where we really have to come together as a collective. Sorry to get a little kumbaya, but it's really what it's about. It's about helping each other and bringing each other up right now.
Sure.
And I
I agree.
think the unification aspect is so important rather than division. And so when we're arguing about, us versus them. I say us and them are the same person. We go through similar experiences. We bleed the same crimson. We shed the same tears. We have the
Yeah.
same
Mm.
fears, right? And what you said, Cynthia, I mean, as far as what if I see something behind you, a calendar. Amazing. It's almost like a vision board, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like you're
Mm.
already living in that when you see that calendar every day, when you look at, October 30th, it's like you're already in your brain is already saying, hey, that's already been done when you're looking at that calendar. That's why I believe in vision boards. It's not just for 5 to 10 year olds. If I wrote another book, I'd say think like a kid, act like an adult,
Yeah.
right? Like think like a monk.
You know, to your point for that, when we're kids, we're limitless.
Yes.
There's no doubt implanted. So that's why you're able to be curious about anything. And when you lose that, that's as an adult, and that's when like, you get stuck in your head and it's awful. It's kind of like reprogrammed back to when you were like, at that stage of life. And it's the most challenging thing in the world, but here we are.
Yeah,
Karima,
yeah. No, I mean,
Karima, if I may jump in quickly,
yes,
let
please.
me ask you a quick question. It's amazing everything that you're saying. So the point being, going back, is you're saying that whatever goals you've got for the rest of the day, write it
Hmm.
down that you've already accomplished
Yes.
already.
Exactly.
Now, how
Exactly.
far in advance do you do this? Do you do this like, let's say I've got plenty of goals for the whole next month or 2 months or 3 months or 6 months, whatever. Do you also do that?
I do that as well. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's like it's assuming the feeling that it's already been done, right? So, and that's the hardest part to do because when you're in a stressful situation and you're going through it, regardless of what it is, if it's a relationship problem, it's a financial problem, whatever it is, let's be solution focused, right? When you attach yourself to the feeling of like, I have anxiety in my life, but notice how I framed that. I said, I have anxiety in my life. I didn't say I'm anxious. I detached from that emotion. So there's a time to detach and there's a time to merge your feelings, right? So to answer your question, it's like you have to do whatever feels comfortable for you. There's no one size fits all
Yeah.
technique. So there's a lot of these self-help gurus. I'm not a guru by any means, by the way, but I'm just saying that there's a lot of self-help gurus out there and they'll say, do this, do this, do this. Your life will be perfect. Manifest $1 million in 5 minutes. Okay, great. You're doing that from the basement of your, apartment and telling me to manifest $1 million in 5 minutes. Give yourself grace. The first thing you can do I want to answer your question, Carl, but I have so much to say.
No, 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 it's fine.
Yes, you can absolutely write your goals for 6 months, for a year and a half. And you'll be surprised. Those things might enter your life much sooner than you think.
Why? Because
Neville
I've already
Goddard,
written
yeah.
down that I've accomplished those already.
Yeah, and assume that feeling because you created this company, right?
Yes.
But you did it in a feeling, right? You were like, I have this feeling that this is going to work out.
Yeah.
When you got into that feeling of abundance, you made it happen.
Yes.
And so it's about action, surrender, and then release.
Action,
So you
surrender, and release.
become what you want to accomplish. So Cynthia, you want to be a top producing real estate agent in an environment right now where it's
Stop.
hard in the real estate industry, right? Let's just call a spade a spade. Now, what you can do is you can become that feeling. If you can feel that, like, all right, how does it feel? Like, what's your favorite activity, if I may ask?
To work out. I
To
feel like a
work out.
million
Okay,
bucks.
so
Yeah.
because it and I was going to talk about it because it releases endorphins. It's
Yeah.
one of the best things you can do.
100%.
And if you have a park next to you, just do you guys all have like a park that you can drive to that's about 5 minutes away?
Yes.
Yes. Go there and nature bathe. The Japanese refer to this as Shinrin Yoku. When you're around nature, you are releasing endorphins, you're lowering your cortisol levels, which is your stress level, and you're calming down your nervous system. So nervous system regulation does a lot with your manifestations and what you do throughout the day as well. If you wake up in a mode of stress, which a lot of us do, especially in this environment, I do, you know, I like to take my breathing exercises first. So I'll start with the breathing. And then I'll start with another thing that if you haven't heard of this, I would love for you guys to look up Yoga Nidra. Now, you don't have to go to a class. Don't worry, I do, but you don't have to do this. Yoga Nidra is like a 15 minute meditation where it guides you through it does a full body scan where you're feeling your pressure. And I'll send you a link, Carl, that
Okay.
you can share with
Yeah,
everybody
I
else.
can share it with the group.
And essentially what it does a full body scan. So where are you feeling your pressure? Is it in your heart? Is it in your stomach? Is it in your mind? Where is it? And then it releases it.
Sure.
And it's soothing. These guided meditation sessions are soothing, especially if you're new to meditation. If you're not, great. If you're meditating currently, please continue because your brain activity while you're doing these things is actually improving. The most creative ideas come when you're relaxed.
Yeah. Kareem, I want to jump in and ask you a question. Obviously, I've known you for many, many years. I want the viewers, also my group, my friends, to understand what made you decide the shift had to come in your life.
I mean, it was a
I mean, we were on a very fast-paced lifestyle. If you recall, 8 years ago,
yes.
me and you, we were just
We were
we
go,
were
go, 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 right? And,
yeah.
and and it's still go, 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 but it's just a different way of go, 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 go.
What
It's
made you
just a
shift?
more,
What happened that shift happened?
I mean, to be honest with you, if you want, like personally, what happened to me was essentially a very like a realization that where I am right now, and this came through a panic attack. Like I used to have a lot of panic attacks, and these are like, everybody's level of anxiety is different. Some
Sure.
people are like, I'm anxious, I'm going on this date, I'm anxious, I'm going on this interview, I'm anxious, I have a listing appointment, whatever industry you're in, right? For me, there was no trigger for an anxiety attack. It would just happen, and I'm like, okay, and it feels like a heart attack, right?
Yeah.
And so I mean, during this panic attack, you're not thinking, okay, I'm gonna like now shift my life. But after this panic attack happened, I said, I have to shift my lifestyle and the way I think and the way I interact with the world. And because I was one of those people when go, 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 it's like, man, I'm running late to a listing appointment. I'm running late to this. This guy honked at me. I'm gonna honk at him back. Not only am I gonna honk at him back, I'm gonna cut him off.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so once I shifted that perspective of like, hey, what if this guy is going through something right now? What if I started making up stories in my mind to essentially, create a different dynamic of what that person might be going through, maybe putting that person in, and what if I don't respond? What if I don't honk? What if I don't cut them off? My day goes better. His day goes better. That affects 100 lives that day because it's a
Mm.
ripple effect.
Yeah.
What you do, like even one act of kindness a day, I'll give you an example, like opening a door for somebody, right? You open a door for somebody, you feel good because 150 hertz, it gets warm in your heart. The person feels good, knows that there's good people around you. The person that observes the kind act also feels a sense of warmth.
Yes.
So that's three people that are affected. Now their day is going to be better.
Mhm.
When you go to a grocery store and you genuinely tell the cashier, thank you, he or she will be like, okay, because they're not used to hearing that.
Mm.
And so that'll change the day of so many people during that day. How many lives did you affect by just saying, thank you? I
Yeah.
appreciate you.
Yeah.
I love you. Don't say I love you to your cashier, please.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not, please don't
Yeah.
do not do that, guys.
Yeah.
It's 2025. All right. But
And
I'm just saying these little micro acts of kindness, telling your family you love them every day, telling your coworkers and your colleagues that I appreciate you because what you appreciate appreciates.
no, Kareem, and I'll tell you one thing, if I may add to this. I think what's happened is that over the years, I don't know where, look, I'm not going to say the world took a little bit of a different shift to the getting away from a lot of common sense. But I know,
Yeah.
as far as I know, uh, my dad always tells me 50 years ago, 60 years ago, 70. I think what happened is that life was much more innocent. People were
Mm,
not always rushing. And also,
mm,
your demographic location has a huge effect on this. I spent 2 months out of the year in Spain. And when I'm
mm,
in Spain, especially on the coastal towns, Kareem, people are calm. People are gently
mm,
talking to each other because they're not under pressure. I feel that geographical location plays a major factor. We're living in one of the most populated cities, one of the most expensive cities in Los Angeles area. So that
right,
also has a major mind effect on you. Am I
right.
right? I mean, that,
No, no, you're 100% right. And that's why if you look at people that are living close to the beach, and that's why I say go next to bodies of water, go next to parks,
yeah.
go to places where there's nature, because when there's nature, you're connecting with the earth, right?
Mhm.
When you're connecting with the earth, you're more grounded. And that grounded feeling leads you to a more grounded
Peace,
feeling towards others as well.
more peace.
And what we need right now as a collective, right? As a collective, as human beings right now, with everything that's going on, there's a lot of noise,
A lot, a
a
lot.
lot of noise. And so, and when I talk about media and politics, I really try to stay away from politics, number
Yeah.
one. But I do say one thing. Everybody that's a millionaire, billionaire knows what's going on in the world. Okay. Definitely know what's going on, but do not get transfixed
Yes.
that that's all you're going to do is just concentrate on, watching CNN and everything all the time, because that's also subconsciously setting things into your brain and it's causing chaos as well. So balance that out, balance that out with good media. Listen to something that makes you laugh.
Mm.
Tell a couple jokes. I mean, even in the workplace, I mean, it seems like Carl, you're doing such an amazing job with your team
Thank you.
because you're doing these webinars, you're bringing them closer together and you're bonding them.
Yes.
And that's what that's creating, that's releasing oxytocin, which
Yeah.
is the chemical of love.
Yes.
Love doesn't have to be romantic. Love can be this energy exchange between you and I because we are both here to benefit each other.
Yeah.
I'm learning from you, you're learning from me. I'm giving you good energy, you're giving me good energy back
Yeah.
because everything is energy.
Yeah.
Albert Einstein proved it with E equals mc squared. Everything is energy. We're all energy. So
Yeah.
when we emit good energy, we receive it back with the law of reciprocity. So in these times, this is when if you believe in God, see, if I say God, some people will go, hey, bro, but I'll say source. I'll say source. I'll say universe. I'll say God, whatever you believe in. When you come to that realization that there's something a little bit
Deeper.
bigger than yourself,
Yeah. Yeah.
that's working with you, and you change the narrative. Why is this happening to me? And say, the universe is working with me. The universe is working for me.
Mm.
And even start talking to yourself. Start saying things like, I'm worthy of love. I'm worthy of happiness. I'm worthy of abundance. If you're looking for a romantic partner, I'm worthy of a romantic partner. I'm worthy of closing this deal.
Yeah.
It's not being arrogant. Cynthia, say, I am one of the best agents out there.
Mm.
Say that in the morning. Say that out loud. The universe is listening to you,
Yeah.
and say these positive affirmations to yourself constantly. Don't do it in public. You might get arrested. But inside your house, say these things out loud. Somebody is listening, and your subconscious mind is listening to these things. So,
Yeah.
Carl, to answer your question about you being in Spain and you traveled, and you're well traveled, and I see your vacation videos, and I'm like, man, dude, when I
Yeah.
have a girlfriend, I'll come with you, you know? But
Yeah.
but the thing is, it's like they're near bodies of water. They're also evolved in terms of like America in general is a brand new country.
Yeah.
If you think about it, it's only 200 years old, right?
Right.
So the hustle culture is still there. Now, if you go to Italy, they're relaxed. They take naps in the middle of the day, Joe, right?
Yeah.
I mean, they'll be like, all right, it's 2 p.m., time to nap, pasta, wine, whatever, it's all good. I don't drink because I didn't know how to drink. I didn't know how to have one beer, one glass of wine. If you drink, I don't judge. I say that's perfectly fine. I was one of those people that drank like, all right, I have a webinar to come to. I'm gonna take a couple of shots so I kind of calm down, right? Now I've gone completely sober and I'm just like loving life because I've now understood that that just wasn't for me.
Do
And
you think, Kareem,
it's just
Kareem, sorry to cut you off.
no,
Do you think your occupation of being in real estate played a factor in that, the pressure?
no, because any occupation would have been the same scenario
It was
because
more
it's
of your
the person
mind.
inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the
Yeah.
person inside. And it's like, I want you to do something, Carl, and everybody, if you guys want to, point to yourself. Just point to yourself.
Point to myself?
Yeah. Notice where you're pointing. It's closer to your heart.
Yeah.
You're not pointing here. You're pointing here.
Yeah.
This is who you are. This is where we all are. So this is where we have to have that mind, body, heart congruence, right? And
Yes.
so when we're helping each other and we're being around bodies of water and we're being around in parks and we're helping each other and we're not and listen, healthy competition is a good thing. You guys can go, hey, Cynthia, you closed 5 deals. Joe goes, I'm going to close three. I don't know. Is it Biania?
Yeah, now.
Okay, I'm gonna try
We're gonna
again.
get everybody to have questions too. So that's behind now. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
absolutely. I'm just saying that, and to your point, it's just yes, the demographics is extremely important, and America is a young country. We're still in that hustle phase. We're still developing, believe it or not, right? So it's still that go, 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 and like that's where we have to slow down our circadian rhythm and our nervous system. And we could do that with practices like breath work. And if you haven't heard of sound therapy, please, I highly suggest trying this out. Even if you think it's a little out there, try going to a sound bath. Sound bath near me. Try it out. You
Sound
just
bath,
lie down,
just like
sound bath,
sound bath. Okay.
sound bath. Yeah, I'll send you links to everything.
Okay.
And essentially, you just lie down And when I first went, it was kind of like it was a funny experience because I didn't know what to expect. I showed up in a Hugo Boss sweatshirt and like, I was all like dressed up and like I was wearing a watch and like everybody was looking at me like, what? I mean, this guy's like, is he a rapper? Like, what's up, And so I felt like a hip hop dancer in a ballet class. I was like, what? But nobody was really looking at me. It was my perception, right? Because over there, everybody's non-judgmental. They're there to heal. And when
Sound,
the collective is there to heal, they're not judging each other, right?
yeah.
So sound bats are essentially they play different frequencies, like the 528 hertz frequency, the 432 hertz frequency. There's gong bowls, there's guided meditation where you hear soothing voices, and it just puts you in this calm state. What we as human beings need to do, especially living in LA, wherever you live actually, is regulate our nervous system.
We're very nervous.
We're very nervous right
We're
now,
very nervous.
So actually let's frame it differently. There's nerves there.
Yeah.
There's nerves there, right? Um, and balancing ourselves to bring us back to presence and back to the power of now, which Eckhart Tolle has a book called The Power of Now, by the way. Great book. If you don't want to read like a 300-page book, go to listen to the audiobook, Great. It changed my life, honestly.
What's it called?
Um,
Power of Now?
The Power of Now
The
by
power of
Eckhart
now.
Tolle. Yeah.
Okay.
And it shows you how to stay in the present moment and enjoy those precious moments. Like Carl, I always see you with your son, right?
Yes.
And those are those precious moments that you say, I'm not going to miss this moment.
Yeah.
Those moments of joy are what happiness is. Happiness isn't something that's sustained 24 hours a day. If you're like that, I'm gonna be a little scared of you. I'm like, dude, like bro, like you're on a 10 all the time.
Yeah.
You can, how about a nice little 7.5 to an 8?
Yeah. Balance. Balance.
Balance,
Balance.
right? So you balance your work life, you balance your social life, you balance your family life. When you have that balance across all boards, you feel like your nervous system is regulated. When your nervous system is regulated, you're at a high productivity level. You want to make money? Make money. One of the things that Cynthia mentioned, which was a very good point, is the reprogramming of our brains, right? From a very young age, we've been taught all of these things like money doesn't grow on trees. Money is the root of all evil. Money is this, money is that. I mean, listen, greed isn't good.
It's
Money
not.
is great. Money is great, guys. Money is something that you could use to help other people and be of service. And that's why I believe in donating. So whatever I make and I'm not going to say how much I donate, but it's just if you even like $1 a day aside for somebody or any charitable organization that you're interested, any cause, it's it's an act of service. When you become a person of service also, that shifts your mindset as well.
Yeah.
Because now you're not only helping yourself, but it begins here. It begins here. You have to be kind to yourself and say and have grace for yourself and say that I'm doing the best I can. I'm doing an amazing job. I'm
I think,
showing up.
yeah,
The
I think,
fact that all of you guys are here at 10 a.m., 10:30 a.m. to listen to a guy that you don't know speak about, meditation techniques, breathing techniques, shifting mindset shows that you're in that frequency. And we're in that same frequency of trying to help each other while creating a vibration of love. The Earth's frequency is of love. It's human beings that changed it,
yeah.
you know?
I think, Kareem, those are all great points. But we add too much pressure on ourselves.
Yes.
I think as human beings, we're constantly, especially for some odd reason, I've always said it, for some reason, it's the lack of confidence. I think, especially in America, I think what happens is people are always being bombarded by different gurus that you're not good enough, you can do better. 100% is not enough,
Mhm.
constantly being bombarded from every
Yeah.
corner that we have much more potential. You see the guy, he did 1 million. Oh, you see that guy, he got 1 million YouTube views. He's doing, so
Hmm.
we're always constantly being pressured that more, 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 more. And I think somehow we have to realize that we have to keep it a balance and be content.
Mm. Yeah.
Unfortunately, as human beings, we've gone away from being content because, look, I don't want to get politics involved, but it's expensive to live in LA, right? Being
Yes.
content can go so much because you need to feed the family. You need to
Right.
That's me. And that's what I think that's happened. Is people have become under pressure because they got to run all day, every day to be able
Mhm.
to make it much more than the guy next to them.
Yeah. Do you hit an excellent point, bro. And
Do you get what I'm saying?
absolutely, absolutely 100% agree with you. And there's a quote, and see, we live in this society where likes and dislikes and oh,
Yes.
they didn't, and you're constantly checking your Facebook. Did I get a like? Did I, and I mean, we thought it was a teenage thing. No, I'm in my 40s and I still, I'm a sensitive guy. And
Yes.
it's not like just like your 16-year-old on Instagram that's saying like, oh, so and so didn't like my post. It is not good for their brains, honestly, to be honest with you. It's and Stanford studies showed that this is social media comparison leads to a lot of depression.
Yes, it
When you
does.
start comparing your lives to other people, you don't see what's going on in their real life, though. They're only posting their highlight reels, right?
Yes.
I'm not going to post when I'm having an anxiety attack with me going like this. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? I'm going to post like my best experience. I'm going to be like, yeah, dude, I'm at the beach, bro. What's up? So you don't know what's going on in that other person's life. So forget the likes. Keep posting because that's part of our business. We're
Yes.
all in the business. We have to accustom ourselves to what's going on and always be willing to engage with the newest technology. AI, God, I could go crazy about that. I am AI. So I'm just saying it's just, but with the social media aspect, what I say is comparison is the thief of joy.
Yeah.
Einstein said that, right? When you're constantly comparing yourself to other people, that's going to give you a sense of I'm not good enough.
And I think
You
that
are good enough.
Yeah, and I think that's what's
So,
happening in the younger generation, Kareem. In the younger generation, I see that's a lot because now the 10-year-olds, the 15-year-olds
mhm,
are essentially surrounded by this YouTube era and
mhm,
TikTok era. And I see that, some of these younger people, they're not the way that we grew up was we were raised with like, hey, you got to respect your elders, you got to talk, you got to
right,
there's not a whole lot of talking in the younger age groups these days because they're so fascinated by social media and to become the next big influencer. That's affecting them right now. I'm
right,
going through
right,
it right now. I'm trying to raise an 11-year-old son that constantly is watching YouTube, watching
right,
TikTok. And if you tell him, look, don't do it, Mateo, I mean, look, you can pressure him as much as you want not to do it, right? But he wants to do it. That's what
right.
gravitates him. It's very tough. It's very
It's
tough
tough.
deciding.
It's
Very
tough because I mean, and if you asked 30 years ago, 40 years ago, kids, what do you want to be? They'll say doctor,
doctor.
lawyer,
Yeah.
they'll say those types of things, or they'll say astronaut. I said astronaut. I read my like 8-year-old
I said
selves,
real
like,
estate agent.
yeah, you said real estate. You knew from the start, bro. The
You
real estate
didn't. No.
company owner. So, I mean, you knew, but I read my 8-year-old self's letter to myself at what I'm gonna write to myself at 35, and I said I'm gonna go on planet X and I'm going to become an astronaut and I'm gonna do these things, right? And it's like it's funny, but now when you ask kids these days, they're gonna say I want to be an influencer,
Influencer. Yeah.
right? That's the number one thing they'll say. They say, I want to be an influencer. Logan Paul, Jake Paul, these guys, right? That's their, standard or role model, right?
They're
And
they're
so,
heroes, yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. And so,
Times have
and
changed. Times have changed.
times have
Can I
changed.
comment something? Excuse
Yes,
me.
go
Yes,
ahead,
Kareem,
Nancy.
please.
Nancy's joining us
listen.
from Barcelona,
Yeah,
everyone.
Hi,
I
Nancy.
am I'm here in Pamplona now. In
Pamplona.
Pamplona
Hmm.
is the north of Spain, when San Fermin and Hemingway and all that stuff. I don't know if you're familiar with the bulls.
Of
The
course.
bull run here in
Yeah,
Pamplona
yeah,
because
yeah,
my
yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
husband is from here. I'm now at the hotel here. Very, very nice place because you
Thank
should
you for
go
coming,
to these
Nancy.
kind of places because you feel it, right?
Yes.
But going back, I hope the battery, survive for the rest of the meeting. Going back to what you said, Carl, on pressure, because you feel so much pressure. Sometimes I wish I had more pressure because
Really.
I feel that I
Mm.
have no pressure at all, and that is my problem.
Yeah.
My main problem is that I don't have pressure.
Wow.
And all the people around me say, well, enjoy it. Thank God. I do, believe me, I do.
Mm,
But I also wish I could have more pressure so I could act more, so I could be
mm,
more active. I feel that I'm active in many ways, but I don't feel that I have been in commercial real estate like for the last 2 years, and
mm.
it hasn't been so productive because we had ups and downs, team members that have left, that had listing that we were working on. So everything was changing the whole time. So I feel like time is passing.
You need
There's
more,
no much pressure.
you need more
Mm.
pressure.
I need more pressure, but the good pressure is like that
Yeah,
moves you right
I understand
toward
exactly what you're
action.
saying.
More
Right.
challenge. Maybe Nancy, I mean, I'm glad you bring this up. And I think I've been saying this for years, that life in every part of the world that we live in, sorry, Kareem, I'm taking some time,
No,
but in
please.
every part of the world that we live in, everybody has different reasons for what they need to do, right? I mean, somebody in Europe right now, in Italy, Sicily, Sardinia, France, Spain, whatever, has different ways of having that pressure or being challenged. Because look, at the end of the day, it's much more calmer, and that life out in that in that part of the world, there's no pressure. There's no pressure.
No,
I
it's
talk to my,
it's not exactly that way. I know many people who have pressure, but depends on your circumstances.
yes,
I mean, I'm away from my family because I'm originally from Israel, I told you. So I
yes,
live in Spain. I'm married, but I don't have kids.
yes,
Mhm.
So, I have, all the time in the world, to
yes.
grow my career and to take care of my husband. I got my sister here. So, but yeah, I know many people who wish they had
No
like my
pressure.
life
Yeah.
for 2 hours a day to do whatever they want, right? And
Mhm.
I wish I had more pressure. So it's like,
I
come
think
on,
you want, yeah, I
nobody's
totally
never
understand what you're
satisfied
saying.
with it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I totally understand what you're saying. See, the thing is, you're 1 in 8 billion, right? I mean, we all have different, we're so similar, yet we also have so many different ways of analyzing things
yeah,
and living life, right? So
right.
what you want more is more motivation, more
Exactly.
motivation and more things to do that light
To
you
push
up.
you.
So everybody has a different way of being, if you want to call it the way they live, the way they want to continue in life, the way they want to achieve, what they want to achieve. It's important to basically understand what you want and why you want it, right? Defining
Yeah,
the why.
My, yeah.
So
yeah,
that's the main thing is, why do I want this? Once you
yeah.
define the why, you'll fly, because it's essentially, now you know what you're getting up for. And now we know
Mhm.
Nancy, she means business.
Yeah.
She likes the
Yeah, but
pressure,
like
you know?
I sometimes feel that my why is not physical. My why is like because I know I can do it. This is my why.
Yeah.
Like this is my biggest why. Is because why not? Why not me? It's not because of the
Yeah.
money. It's not because I
Yeah.
want a better life. Because I already have a good life. Thank God. I'm so thankful and grateful for the life I have. I have
Mhm.
my parents. Everybody is fine. But the why is because I think that if I didn't do it, I wouldn't be, how do you say it? There's a word that
Satisfied.
I don't remember. I wouldn't be working to my best version,
Right.
toward my best version. And I hate it because I say, this is not all. Like I can do more. I know I believe in myself, right?
Right. Right.
So I'm not willing to stop until I achieve
Right.
something big because I know I
Good.
can do it. Because I look
Good.
around me and I honestly, not because I think I'm too much, no, but because I don't think that some people around me who have achieved what I'm looking to achieve are
Yeah.
better than me or smarter than me or,
Right.
you
Right.
know?
Yeah.
So that's
You're
why
worthy of
I
it.
keep going. This is my why,
That's
but
your
maybe
why
it's not
is.
big enough to move faster?
No, I totally get it. And it's like, and it's great because what you've described is what you feel. And this is, you want to achieve more. You want to, and I always say dream big. Why not? If you're going to dream big, right? If you're going to achieve big. And so there's a difference between what Carl, what you were saying is exactly right also, because it's like we all have different we have different geographic locations, like you said,
Yes.
different motivations. Like, what's my why? My why is being having peace of mind. That's my biggest why. Having peace of mind, being able to help my family, being able to be a good, productive person in society. That's my why. That's why I wake up. For other people, it's like, okay, I want to get things done. I want to accomplish something. I want to leave a legacy. I want to create something that outlives me, and I want to do something for my kids. I don't have kids yet. I want to, I hope it happens one day. So, but everybody has their own reasons and we have to understand each other. And that's why these kind of conversations are so important to understand and then say, okay, Nancy, you want to achieve more? Great. This is how we can do this together. So now you know how to, approach what Nancy's why is, because that's the whole, like all of you are leaders in your own right. And I talk a lot about how leadership should work and this and that. And it's sometimes we lost somebody. It's okay. So,
Oh,
but
still
You're gonna lose me
no,
in like few
no,
minutes because my
no,
dad
no,
is
no, no.
battery
I was just,
dying.
I was totally kidding.
If I disappear,
But
I'm so sorry.
yeah, but it's essentially it's like these types of conversations is what builds us up. It's not just one guy talking that says this is how it's done. Meditate, do the sound bath, and you'll be great. It's we all have to understand what each of us are motivated by. And once we understand, we know how to interact with each other in that way and say, okay, now we know what Nancy wants. Now we know what Joe wants. Now we know what Cynthia wants. Now we know what Beyond wants. Now we know what David wants. He's got a nice skyline over there, But I mean, but it's just it's understanding what motivates each person, and that's important to communicate, and that's an important question to ask as well. Is to ask each one of the people on this, whoever joined us, like, what motivates you? What's your why? What do you want to accomplish? You
Yeah.
know, and
Everybody has
once you
different
get to that,
reasons.
yeah,
Everybody has
Thank
different.
you. Thank
everybody
you.
has different reasons. Yeah.
Kareem, we've got about 10 minutes to go. Obviously, you've done well with your book. It's a great book, by the way. I've read bits and pieces. I'm
Okay,
actually,
great.
going to finish it. I'm going to finish it. As you know, I read a lot of books, so it's actually on the agenda to finish that book of yours as well. What are the plans for you? I mean, you're doing some great stuff, coaching wise. You're doing life coaching as well, right? Is that what you do?
Yeah, I mean, I have very few clients. I like to keep it that way. So, and as far as the book, I mean, yeah, it debuted at number one, but you've got to understand that the publishing world, it has its ups and downs. So there'll be other authors that'll, and my publicity team said to me, they're like, all right, now's the time to push, push, push. You might have, let's put aside $10,000 and buy some of your own books. I'm like, absolutely not. I'm like, no, I'm telling the universe that my book is not good, that I'm gonna have to buy it myself. But they're like, yeah, but you want to stay at number one. I'm like, no, I want people to read the book. I want them to resonate with it. I
Yeah.
didn't write the book to make money, you know? So I wrote the book for people to understand like that you're not alone in this world, that anxiety is a thing that really happens to people and that you can overcome it.
Yeah.
And so that's why the book kind of reads like a memoir, but it has a lesson to it. And then it says, okay, this is what I did that may work for you as well. But I don't preach and I
Yeah.
don't teach. I just say, hey, it's almost like a book that's saying, I'm a fellow traveler. I don't know more than you. I just am on this mission to help you, you know? And that's what the book is about. It's just to help people.
Yeah.
And if it reaches those people and people are affected by it and it creates an impact, then I've done my job.
Yeah.
As far as the companies, they're all rooted around that as well because Humanity Shift, the company, is essentially combining AI, which I'm now going to call automated intelligence instead of artificial, because there's nothing artificial about it, in my opinion. But automated intelligence meets EI, emotional intelligence, and we're going to do therapeutic sessions using VR and AR. So we're in development right now. We raised capital. We're 9 months into like the launch where it's going to be available to the public, and you're going to have real VR experiences and have conversations with Buddha or learn math from Albert Einstein or recite poetry with Rumi or like and have these like real life experiences, and that all came from the ethos that I'm trying to create is to help you know and because right now with the media that our kids are consuming, and that we're consuming isn't necessarily so great for us.
Yeah.
What if we had these tools of being able to talk to Buddha, Einstein, talk to Beethoven about sounds, talk to these historical figures, all public domain. Licensing is very expensive. So anybody that's public domain, Nikola Tesla.
Yeah.
So essentially, and then also having experiences like going to the Seven Wonders of the World, right? And so it'll be right in front of you, VR glasses, and
It's
the cost of
incredible.
those VR glasses coming down. So creating these companies built on what was actually a weakness, in my opinion. I always considered my anxiety as something that was bringing me down, but it actually created companies.
Yeah.
And
There's a
and it
reason why
created
it
a book.
happened. There's a
Yeah, and it
reason.
created different things. So what we consider weaknesses can sometimes be our biggest strengths,
Yeah.
right? And so it's just understanding each other at a human level at this point, and
Everybody,
just being open to each other's ideas, and
yeah.
understand that there's more similarities than there are differences in us,
Yeah.
and helping each other up.
That's
That's basically it. Rooted in service, grounded in technique, and always being open to new ideas.
yeah.
So
Absolutely.
that's pretty much it. I mean,
Yeah.
I could go on for a long time, man. I know an hour is what we got, and I
Yeah.
hope somebody and
We'll do this
all of you
again.
guys got something
Yeah,
out
yeah.
of this. And
We'll do this again, Kareem. I mean, this has been awesome. Obviously, I'm missing you on the real estate side, but I actually reached out to you a couple of times and said, "Hey, Kareem, you want to get back into the business?" And you told me, said, "No, I'm fine,
I'm good, man.
man.
Yeah.
I'm fine,
I
man."
loved it. I
Yeah,
I loved it. While I was in it, I loved it, man. It's
yeah,
just it's like, you know, uh, I think life took me in another direction, and that I'm happy in the environment I'm in right now. And yeah, there's hard days. I mean, listen, for those self-help gurus that say I know it all now, I say I'm a lifelong student. I'm always going to be learning.
yeah.
I'm learning from this conversation. I
Yeah,
learned from Nancy. I learned from Cynthia. I learned from Joe's experiences, what he told me, and everybody. So it's like as long as we always know that we're constantly just in service to one another, because that's why we were put on this earth, to help each
yeah.
other.
There's a purpose.
That's really the
Purpose.
real reason.
Yeah,
And once we understand that, which we are getting closer to doing, and stop doing us versus them, and say, hey, we're the same. We're the
yeah,
same. We feel the same. No
yeah.
matter what our religious beliefs are, no matter what country we came from, we still we've got to unite. And listen, politics aside, not going to get there, but let's help each other and uplift each other. And that's what your company is doing with these webinars, and I really admire it. So
Yeah.
thank you.
I mean, you talk about the energy. I mean, this is exactly what we do is bringing people together. I mean, we're doing 3 to 4 different functions at the office. So people always ask me, Carlo, what are you doing? Constantly putting these webinars, these shows, bringing people together.
Yeah.
Exactly how I get this is the reason why I'm doing this.
I'm glad. And you're doing
Yeah.
a service. This
Yes.
is service, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Everybody that was on this call, Nancy telling her about what motivates her, that's
Yeah.
service. Cynthia telling her about her day, that's service. Joe's telling us about his experience in life, that's service. This is all service.
Yeah.
And this is all helping each other. That's what we're all about. So I can give you 30 techniques. I was planning, I had something in my mind about what I was going to do. None of that came out, by the way,
Yeah.
because it just became an organic conversation, right? I was ready to give my spiel. I was ready to get up and say, "Hey, this is how it is," but I like this much better. It felt more organic. It felt real.
Yeah, it's real. Anybody has any questions, guys? We'll open up. Behind, do you have any questions? Linda, Ivan?
Yes, I do. I do.
Go ahead.
Can I go ahead?
Go ahead.
Hey, Kareem, I have a question about writing your book. I've been in the process of writing my story.
Mm-hmm.
And it was getting too overwhelming. There's so many different aspects of my story, right? How do you compartmentalize that? Like, the life in Iran, and then in India, and then in Germany, and the US.
Mm-hmm.
It sometimes becomes overwhelming for me to write it. Then I stop. Because it becomes too much. How do I? What would be your advice? To try and get it done.
I mean, I would say just when you feel overwhelmed, because you're going in the past and living some events that might have been a little
Right.
traumatic as well, right?
Yeah.
So I had the same experience, And what I would do is okay, right now I'm gonna give myself grace. I'm gonna give myself kindness. I'm not gonna overextend what I can't do right now. I'm gonna go take a walk. I'm gonna do something different. Get your mind out of it, recalibrate, and then come back.
Yeah.
So reset your mind. Don't when you're in a pace where you're like stuck and you're like, all right, I'm having writer's block right now, don't force the flow. It's like Bruce Lee said, be like water, right? You just have to kind of go with the flow of the river sometimes and just like not fight the current.
Right.
So practical advice without using parables, I love doing that by the way, is take a break. Take 5 minutes out, Joe, and just take a walk outside wherever you can. Go to a park, go to a body of water. You get some of your most inspirational ideas when you're around nature. So and don't be hard on yourself when you get into that writer block position. Say it's okay. Right now my ideas aren't flowing well. They're going to flow in maybe 20, 30 minutes, maybe tomorrow.
Right.
The book
Okay.
writing process doesn't have to be done in 30 days. It took me a year, you know?
Okay.
So it's just giving yourself grace, be kind to yourself, know that you're here and know that you're supported. So if you ever need advice, please let me know in terms of
Absolutely.
publishing, how
Thank
to
you.
do the process, marketing. I'm open.
I'll
I'm
send
open
you
to giving
guys.
any advice.
Yeah,
Thank you so much.
I'll send Kareem's information to all of you, and I'm going to put your book on our hub, and I'm
Yeah.
going to send it out to Nancy and all of you guys if you guys want to pick it up. It's a great book.
Thank
We
You don't
all,
have to buy the
Absolutely.
book, guys.
yeah.
Don't worry about it. This wasn't a book pitch
No,
whatsoever.
it's not. No, no, no.
And
No,
But
it's
yeah,
and
we
it's
also
not
have
number
a
one anymore, but it's
we also
Now
cool.
have.
I'm gonna read it. I'm interested.
yes,
I'll
yes,
send you
totally.
guys the link. Biana, you had a question. Let's do it.
Well, I actually wanted to share that I'm actually a published children's book author too.
Oh
So
wow. Okay.
congrats on getting your book
Well, congrats
published.
to you.
Thank
Thank you.
you. So I used to read like all the Power of Now and his other book. I just blanked on the name. Oh my goodness, A New You or some. I have the other
Okay.
one, but then I kind of was getting too into that whole like breath work and sound baths and all of that, and so I kind of removed myself from it. But then hearing you explain that it doesn't, there are different ways to interpret and take it in. It doesn't have to like, I don't know, I just kind of fully had removed myself. So it's
Hmm.
good to hear your perspective and you could believe in God or whatever
Yeah.
believe in, but also just it was
It's
just perspective and I appreciate
Yeah,
that.
I get where you're coming from. I think it's like a lot of people will say, "Oh, it's going against the principles that you were taught."
Yeah.
You're not like compromising your belief system. You're just trying to do different things in order to regulate your nervous system and try different things. It's because spirituality is so broad, right?
Mhm.
So you can be a Christian, a Muslim, Jewish, whatever you are, and Buddhist, and still practice whatever you want in terms of like your nervous system regulation. There's nothing religious about yoga or a sound bath, right? It's just for your own mental well-being and to regulate your nervous system. So great point. Yeah. So I mean, a lot of people will say, yeah, it's pseudoscience and like it's too out there and it's witchy or whatever, like they'll say all kinds of things, right? They
Right.
put labels on it, but give it a shot. It might just work, like you said. I mean, you see the silent ones come out at the end and like a samurai and be like, I already read this book. I already did this thing. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
so it's cool. It's
Yeah.
cool that you do that you wrote a book as well, and wish you a lot of luck with
Thank
that. And
you. Maybe I'll
congratulations.
connect with you to see what who you used for publishing and on the side we'll talk.
Sure, anytime. I'm available anytime.
Thank you.
Any friend of Carl's, any colleague of Carl's, just please, anytime.
Kareem,
You.
you're awesome, man. You're awesome.
Hey, love you guys.
This,
Thank you
this has
so
been a
much. I
great
really
hour.
appreciate everybody.
Yeah, I hope all you guys have picked up, even
Yes.
pointers here and there. Kareem's book, I'll send it out to you guys. Like you said, don't buy it. I'll make photocopies of it. You guys
Please, yeah, yeah, that's
can,
cool. That's cool.
you guys
That's
can
super cool.
pick up the photocopy. But Kareem, let's stay in touch. We're gonna do this
Yeah,
again. You already know I'm doing tons of good stuff happening
I
in
know,
the
man.
communities.
I
I
know.
would love to have you join us from time to time. And if there's anything that you need from us, let us know. But definitely thank you for this time.
Just somebody to talk
Yeah,
to, guys.
this
Just
was very
somebody to
short.
talk to. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
But
We
thank
need
you so
more of
much.
Kareem. We
Yeah.
need more of
All right.
Kareem.
We
Yeah.
appreciate you. Thank you so much, guys. All right. You guys have a wonderful day.
Thank you, everyone.
All right.
Thank
Thank
you.
you so much.
Thank you. Thank
All
you,
right.
Kareem. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.